Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. My name is Jade, and this is How to App on iOS. And today we are going to be having a look at the brand new 4 Pockets app.
Progressions. Are you progressive enough for progressions? Yeah.
Boom. But first, we're going to kick off and play a song by the newly formed band called the Mod Squad, and this is Smoke and Mirrors. Oh yeah.
Looking calm, playing smooth, I'm doing well, and so are you. It's all just smoke and mirrors. Day by day we carry on, we shake our heads, what's going on? How the hell did we go wrong with all this smoke and all these mirrors? If we could see through all this mess, there might be hope among us yet. But it's all just smoke and mirrors. Some will say we're all still lost, and we'll get nailed to our own cross. It's all just smoke and mirrors. Our wants is not the same as what we thought. It's all just smoke and mirrors. We're all be smoking. One day soon we'll all be gone. Nothing left to carry on with all this smoke and mirrors. I've done my time, I paid the price. I'm at peace with my sacrifice to all this smoke and mirrors. Smoke and mirrors.
Smoke and Mirrors, boom. Hello, hope you're all doing well. Smoke and Mirrors by the Mod Squad. So formed from Ron Ward's indie music live channel. These are all the moderators who have got together and decided to create some music. So in there we had, if I can scoot back up here to remind myself, because it's early. Excuse me, Marshall Turner, Mark Tanner, Ron Ward, Mazen Music, Jude Capana, that is, Papa Tom Caraher and Lou Reality coming together to create a song, and they did it all through, and I was a witness to it. I wasn't a part of it because who's got the time? I don't have the time to. I wish I did to be involved in it, but yeah, they organised that all through Facebook Messenger, sharing files back and forward. So pretty impressive stuff there, and you can find it on. I think all of them have got it on their channel. Who knows? So I just put a link to Mark Tanner's version, which is pinned up the top of the comments. Who am I? I'm Jade Starr. This is How to App on iOS. And I want to welcome, as always, every morning, the Ward Warriors. To become a Ward Warrior, you just click the join button down below for $1 a month and you get a whole bunch of custom emojis and all fancy stuff like that. And every month on here on YouTube, we do a private show, which is coming up very soon, where you can get involved. You set the topic, we all jump on cam, whatever we do. I don't care. It's your show. But there's that. Let's say hello to folks here in the chat, and then we'll cover some news and price drops, and then we'll get into today's app. Indeedy do. And I saw there was a comment up here. Where is it? If I can click on it, I don't think I can. I'm going to miss that one. So, hello, Russ. What is going on? Hello, David, Colette. Good to see you, my friend. Let's go over here. Change out, get my ugly head off the camera. Thomas Christ, what's going on? Gregory O'Sullivan, hello to you. Hello, Cy. It's always effing good to see you. Audible video. Yes, I spy a guy wearing a wig. That's Ron. Ron's a weirdo, and we love him for being a weirdo. Good stuff. Jim Shannon on sounds. What is happening? I hope you're good. Anyone else who's here? I know there's more than one who's commenting, so leave a comment and I'll say hello to you. Or I won't. Gary Hubbs. What's going? Hello, Leon Sternberg. Hello to you. Gary Hubbs. What is happening? Boom. Yeah. All right. Let's jump out of this screen here. Shall we take a look at some price drops? Howdy doody. Howdy doody. And maybe this will work. What is going on with App Sliced? Price drops. We got it's pretty much the same as what we had the last few days. So there's, speaking of chords, there's a guitar guitar kit down to 99 cents. Picking Guitar School, a whole bunch of guitar stuff. MIDI Designer Pro. I don't have this. I've heard good things about it, but it is down like a few bucks. As you can see there. Look at that. There's a price drop. Hello, Mr. Smith. EG Pulse is on sale, a few bucks as well. Spatializer. What else is in here? AnyTune Pro. I've done a show on iSequence. That's for you, Jim. Fab Filter apps are on sale. Nembrini apps are on sale. If you need to go to this link and you want to save this to your iPad or your iPhone, just go down the bottom in the description and you'll find the link to App Sliced, and you click on it, and then once it'll take you to this direct page, which gives you only the music apps. Yeah, and then all you do once you get on this page is click here, this little thing here, and you bookmark it as a favorite. And then every day you can just do what I do, click here, find it, and hit that, and it'll take you straight to the page with all the music apps that are currently cheap. There you go. So that's in the description if you want to do that. We are going to look at today Progressions by 4 Pockets. It has come out a week ago, and I did hold off on it because here's the deal. With a lot of apps that come out, I tried not to do them immediately because there's normally, as soon as they drop, there's an update already waiting to hit the App Store. And this was no exception. As I was speaking to Paul, I said to him, I'll do a review on it, but I'll wait. And he was like, you're right, there's already an update waiting. And that update came a couple of days later. And I'm sure there's another update coming as well, because there's a lot more to be there with a lot of Paul's apps. As soon as they come out, there's it's all great. It's a fantastic app. And then lots of real funky, cool things get added as time goes on. Normally within the first 3 to 4 weeks, Paul goes crazy updating, because he's a legend. Hello, Kim Harden Hudson. I hope you're doing well. Have I missed anyone? I don't think I have. So, but here's the thing. I think I've jumped in too early with this, because I'm telling you straight up now, I think I'm probably going to have to do another show on it in a week or two's time, because I know there's lots of exciting things coming for this app. So let's just get that out the way right now. The price of it is $8.99. Now, I've had some people say to me, is this a Scalar 2 killer? Now, it's similar, but I don't think it's the same. I think you can actually use these in tandem together. Interestingly enough, it's a different beast, but it's a similar beast. So if you're kind of on the fence about something like Scalar because maybe the price is something that puts you off, I would have a go at this because it's pretty fun and it's really easy to use. And if you've used 4Pockets apps before, then you're gonna be familiar with the UI. Some people bitch about that, and some people don't. I don't. I think it's quite comforting when I open a 4Pockets app and see a familiar UI. I like that about developers' styles and flair. You know what I'm saying? I like that shit. Schnizzle. Good stuff. All right, so shall I open up a project that I made 15 minutes before this show? So just to prove to you, I was gonna do something before I went to bed last night, and I thought, you know what? Why not just get up and do something in 15 minutes and see what I can do in a very short amount of time? Awesome. Because that's what it's about. You want something that's easy to use and create something interesting quickly. All right, so I'm going to hit play, shut up for a second, and we'll see what comes of this. Shall we? I think we shall. Boom.
Boom.
There you go. So I made that in about 15 minutes. Really easy to create, really cool stuff here. So shall we dive in and start something from scratch? Who else is here that I may have missed? Hello, Stephen Hewitt. I hope you're doing well. Nothing pretty about synth. Hello to you. Who else? Have I missed anyone else? If I have, I'm a slut. Just demonetized myself. Yeah, I'm a slut. Nice. Let's clear this out. Yes, I'm sure I've saved it. Good stuff. All right, so this is this can be used in a whole bunch of things. So it can be used in GarageBand. Yay! Paul has actually allowed this to be used in GarageBand, and it works. That's cool. So that's a good sign. I'll show you how to do that as well. Now, as I said, I'm probably going to miss a few things in this because I'm not going to do such a long show today because the last two shows have been really long. So you need to open this as a MIDI controller. You can open it as a standalone, right? So with all Paul's apps, but this is something that you control with a MIDI channel here. So we'll start by doing that. We'll open a MIDI channel. We'll open an audio channel here in AUM. Can be used in Cubases, all this kind of stuff. Let's do a search for it. It's called Progressions. Oh, that was nice. Thanks for that. Thanks for that crash. Wow, that was wonderful. You got to love iOS. You know, I just cleaned 90 gig off my iPad. You would think. Oh, no, look at this. You know that bug you get sometimes when your iPad crashes and you lose all your AUv3s? It just happened. Man, this is still a thing. I don't know why, so we'll just reboot. It's still a thing. Who knew? Look at that, Technicolor Dream. I don't know why. Maybe it's my iPad, but I just cleaned, seriously, I just cleaned 190-something gigabytes off my iPad. And, yeah, I've only got 3 things open. I only had settings, AUM, and come on, reboot. And YouTube. YouTube settings, because I cleaned it all out beforehand. Yes, I know, normally I don't. But I did only have, probably in Safari as well. So that's not a lot. That's not a lot. But iPad's just, it's an interesting thing. You know, it does amazing things sometimes. It has a mind of its own, but we love it for what it does. You know, good stuff. Eventually it's going to reboot. Come on, dude. Let's go. Let's reboot. Hey, Dave Fox. Did I say Dave is here as well? Let's reboot. Put in this stupid code. All right, here we are. So, of course they will, Thomas. Of course they will. Because Apple care about creators. They really do, I promise. So now we'll see progressions. Look, everything's back now. There you go. So I've opened an instance of progressions. And the first thing you're going to notice here is, look at the fancy color. Look at that. Paul has gone ahead with these now and instantly added. So when you add a new instance of progressions, each one of them has a different color. Isn't that cool? So you can actually do this in AUM, but Paul has gone ahead to do that for you. I like that. I think it's schmexy. Schmexy klexy. Let's open an iSymphonic, shall we? And I'm just going to scroll down and just grab a classic orchestra. There we go. So we've got a classic orchestra, and we can sync this up. Hello, Patrick Chandler. What's good in the hood? I don't know. Well, I don't even know where that came from. And what I'm going to do straight away is connect progressions to iSymphonic. So we've got our little hamburger menu here, and we want to, of course, go in progressions, and I'm just going to choose the input 1 out. So much like all of Paul's apps that he releases these days, they have 4 outputs. Yeah, so that's really cool. Audible. I don't know. What do you want me to answer that? Maybe you should email Paul. All right, so here is the interface. Here's what you get. This is what it looks like. There's 4 sections straight away you need to identify. you have this section here, which is your wheel, your chord wheel, your circle of fifths, which you can change and do a lot of stuff with and get different views and stuff like that. What you have over here is like your chord palette. Now, this isn't a song palette. Right? There is a song section for this. So this isn't it's not really meant to make songs in here. What this little palette does is it fills up these boxes with suggested chords for you to use to make a song with in the song section up the top here. That's how that works. We have this section here, this little square here, which has our Arpeggiator and our strumming section. You can choose patterns, and then you have a whole bunch of options down here, which include measures, gating, which we'll cover. And then we have our little arpeggiation strumming section over here, where you can go ahead and create your arpeggiation and strumming. Yeah, so there's 4 sections. Where shall we start? So we'll start along the top, where you have your BPM. So you can choose it's set at 100 when you load up an instance of this. But of course, you can sync this to whatever you're using, which is, most people are going to be doing that. Now, to start off filling up your chord palette, because that's what you want to do to, start making music, you need to choose a key. And by clicking this section here, you get to choose a key, any key you like. It's totally up to you. Shall we choose an F? Let's just go for an F, maybe and next to that we have our major minor. So you've got a major minor here. Let's go with an F minor. Now, if I click this, there's no sound. What is going on? Why is there no sound? I thought I connected this. I'm just going to click this little speaker here. And now I can hear what's going on. So when I tap this, I can hear a chord. I can hear something. Awesome. We've got some kind of sound. That's nice. That's what we want. So how do we populate this? The generate is your friend. And we'll start over here with generate. Now, you've got 2 options. Like all 4 Pockets apps, you'll see there's a little chevron in some of the corners of these things, which normally means there's additional options for you to fuck around with. So whenever there's that, and to access those options, you can click on this to open up our chord sequence generator, or you can just hold down on it. So whenever there's a chevron, you can hold down, or you can just click on it, and it's got a multi-function kind of thing in there, yeah? So for now, what I'm going to do is show you this. So let's run across what's in here. So we have our chord sequence generator, and this little random button here, if I press it, bang, it randomly generates a whole bunch of chords here. So there they all are, and we can press these. Lovely, it's given us a nice little palette of chords. But in the same instance, if I close this down, by long pressing generate does the exact same thing. So you don't even have to open that menu. So I'm just long pressing and you can see it's regenerating chords. Easy like that. Boom, boom, boom. But if you open it up, you've got more options here. Yes. Let's go in and choose like a C now. So let's go to a C minor. Hello, Andy Goldsby. I hope you're doing well. So now I've chosen a different chord here. So we're in a C minor. And instead of hitting the random button, what I can do here is just hit next. And what it will do is add the next chord in this progression. So if I hit next and keep doing it, it's going to keep adding these chords in here for me to mess around with. Lovely. Look at it. Sweet. Now you'll notice this button here, I skipped over it for a second here. This is duplicates. So this is set, it's automatically set on every time you open this. And what it will do is within this palette, it will create duplicates, but you can turn this off. And now if I hit random, see how because I went ahead and chose a set amount of chords here. Now when I hit random, it's only going to randomize those chords. It won't fill the entire palette, right? So, and what you'll see is the same chords won't pop up. Which is nice. So you're not going to get any duplicates or anything like that, but duplicates can be nice for you. We'll turn it back on again, and we'll change the key back to an F. So we start back here, everything's clean. And now if we do a random generate, and we've got our duplicates, you'll see there's some duplicates in there. Now, I'll come back to this chord sequence generator. What I want to do now is sync this up to AUM. So here's our little sync button, and we'll get back to these in a second. Let's just sync this up. And now if I hit play, and you can see it'll just follow. It will just follow along here till it gets to the end, and then it will repeat. But as I said, this isn't where you make songs. This is just your palette. But being able to do this, being able to sync this up and hit play, you can hear what all these chords kind of are and get an idea, and then you can take different orders of them and create a song, which we'll go into soon. Soon, yes, very soon. Let me just make sure that is up there. Give me a sec here. Now, with these chords that it's generating, you will notice if I hold down on one of the chords, it gives you a visual representation of what the chord is there. See, so we've got these chords. Now, these are closed chords, so they're very simple, pretty standard chords, yeah? Not much going on there. So, but you can actually mess around with these, and you can add bass notes, and you can turn these into open chords very easily. So if I hit open chords here, and then I click reset chord, watch what happens to this chord here that we're currently on, this F minor. Watch this. I'll hit reset, and see that's now spread out. So now when we hit this chord, it's a much thicker, wider chord for you to play around with. And if I turn that off again and now reset the chord, it's closer together, more closed, more kind of shrill sounding, if that's the right word for it. And we'll reset that. So nice thicker chord there, but it even gets better too, because you can add a bass note to this as well. So if we hit this bass note and then reset this chord again, check this out. That you want to have Netflix and chill with that chord, don't you? Everyone does. Let's all have Netflix and chill with that chord. But you'll notice too, now if I go through these other chords, they're all still set as closed chords. So but the bass notes included in there, how do we reset and make all of them now? Well, glad you asked. If you hold down, see again, the reset chord has a chevron, so it has this other option. So now if I hold down on this, all of them now have changed into these open chords. So if we hit play, go back to the start. Nice. And you can see exactly what is going on here, because we have this wonderful circle of fifths that is moving along, telling us what is happening. Beautiful stuff. Let's click on the generate again. So we've covered root notes. You can create a root note. You can auto reset, and we'll cover that again soon. So you can replace notes. We'll get into this a little bit further. What I want to talk about now is these two sections up here. I need to zoom out a bit. So we have these sections here, these freedom and complexity. So let's talk about these. Now, if I hit the complexity section, you're given a whole bunch of options here, like basic, low, medium, high, extreme. And the way to think about these is, I would suggest basic and low. I would think more about pop music or, simpleton music. You know what I'm saying? Pop music. And anything like around medium to high and extreme is where you're going to start getting the complexity of like classical music or jazz, this kind of stuff. So let's go here and let's change this to high, and we'll we'll generate, and then we'll play back these chords and see what's going on. All right. Now we're getting interesting. As you can hear with this isymphonic or strings or orchestral stuff, these chords using complexity, these complexity chords are fucking amazing. But it gets even better because you can actually, all of these are sit within a tonality, yeah? So the algorithms that have been instilled into this by Paul and David Collette, who is here, and we're going to show you his paper that he has written. Again, David Collette is a genius, and so is Paul as well. But David's just super, super clever with all this stuff. So all of these chords are within a tonality, yeah? But you can break the chains of that tonality and step outside the comfort zone. And that's not saying that when you break away from the tonality that the chords are wrong. It just is out of the tonality. And how do we do this? Let's have a look. This is where your freedom section comes in. And you can see here we have strict, so very strict tonality, then more relaxed, and then it gets wide, and then extra wide, and then extreme, and then absolutely free for all. It's like your balls are swinging out here at free flow. So I'll show you how you can see what's going on with these. You have a mode button up here in the top corner, and when you click on this, it changes to this wheel. And as I change these freedoms, you'll see the wheel actually expands out to these more crazy kind of things. I say crazy. Let's go something like extreme. I'm just going to hit generate, and let's hit play and hear what goes on here. So you can really do some crazy stuff here. And again, these are just pickers. These are just suggestions. And within here, which we will cover, you can change these as well. Now, with the complexity, just going back here, when you're using a basic set of chords, this is all just going to be your standard, minors, basic stuff like that. But as you get more complex, you're getting into sevenths, ninths, 13ths, 11ths. The more complex, the more crazy, and the more suspendeds. And look at these chords here. Look at this fun chord here. Real dramatic stuff, yeah? This is where you're getting your tension and drama and all this kind of stuff, which is really exciting because for the lay person who doesn't understand chords, it would probably take you a million years to come up with this chord. But here it is all done for you just by clicking a random button. Lovely. Yes, Audible. And there's Audible doing his usual, trying to jump ahead of the game because, Audible's going to have a show one day. Sorry, Audible, I couldn't help myself. So in these modes, coming back to modes here, You also, let's hit play. You have this other wonderful table here that gives you a representation of what is involved in these chords. See, this is beautiful. You know what I wish? You know what I wish with this? You could actually like crop this out and use this as like a screensaver kind of thing. You know what I mean? Where's Peppy? Peppy's fired. That's our fonts. We have our fonts now on the drums. Get it right, Audible. Let's come back to our circle here and talk about editing chords, because yes, you can edit chords within here as well. And you've got multiple ways that you can edit chords. So you've got a little edit chord button. And what this does, it brings up a piano for you, and you can see what makes up this particular chord. So if I click on the F minor, as I go, let's go to this one because it's so amazing. What a great chord. And you can see what's going on with this chord. And how can you see it? Because the notes are highlighted. Now you can go in here and you can remove these notes if you want just by clicking on them. So now when a note is removed from here, it turns grey and it is now gone. So I can remove a whole bunch of these from that chord. Or what else I can do, and you can bring them back at any time, or I can bring in other notes that I want as well. I can just draw in whatever the fuck I want. Yeah, so, and if it's not right, you can take it out. You've got so many options, but what's really good, and if you mess the whole thing up and you're like, oh my God, what have I done? Look what I've done. I've turned this into, I've turned it into poo. What's happened? What have I done? You can reset it. Don't worry. You can just click out of here and reset the chord. See, look at this mess here. And you can just hit reset and it'll go back to how it was. Lovely. But there are swipes that you can get to these chords as well. So by swiping up, you get voicing variations. I'll show you how I did that. So here's my finger. And if I swipe up on an actual chord here, I'm given voicing variations. So I can go in here and even add more variations to this as well. So we can go to a variation like this and you can see it change in real time. I'll just go back to here. You won't see my finger doing it, but as we swipe up, you can see the chord change. Let's go to variation 4. Swipe up again. Let's change it to a variation 3. Really nice stuff. Really awesome. Let's swipe down. What happens when you swipe down? Would you look at that? When I swipe down on the same chord, it gives you the option to replace chords. And it gives you all these selections here to replace the chord with. And you've got a previous section and an original section. Yeah? So there's a fair bit of swiping built in here, and you've got all these options. You can change these too. Now, don't freak out when you see these grey. There are some that are greyed out. It doesn't mean that they're not going to fit. It just means that they're not within that current tonality, you know. So let's try this one and see. So very easily you can change this stuff. We can swipe down, you can choose whatever you want from here. You can... Lovely. But what happens when you swipe to the right on a chord? I'll show you again. Let's do this. So if I swipe on this chord as well, to the right, it brings up the keyboard. So there's a lot of little hidden gestures in here for swiping. And when we swipe to the left, we get this. Add a user chord. So you can go in here totally if you're confident enough, I'm just going to pick this. I don't care. You can go in and pick your own chords. If you really know what you're doing, you think you know what you're doing, that's good too. So you've got the ability to add your own chords. And then again, you can jump in, edit that chord even further. You can change the octave of it as well. So you can see up here on this little keyboard, you have, hello, Mr. Back from Doing Time. Welcome back from Doing Time. So you can change the octave at any time. So you can see you have the octave here on each side, up and down, and you have an invert. Hey, what's going on, Ed Zielinski? Good to see you. Yes, swipe, swipe, swipity swipe. So you can hit the invert as well, and we can invert these chords. Let's hit invert again. And you'll see within this chord now, there's a bunch of notes that have been removed from here. So it's very clever, the algorithm as well. With some of these chords that you create, like inversions and such, if we swipe up on this, it'll show you the inversions. Like I'll have to get a good example of this. But within here, sometimes there'll be notes that the algorithm will take out because it just is too... you know, it's very clever stuff that is under the hood here. And you have these octave shifts here and inversions without clicking on the keyboard as well. So you can just click on the keyboard if you want to bring that up as well. Good stuff. I do indeed, Audible Video. Let's bring that octave down. Alrighty, I've kind of covered some stuff. We've got a humanize. I'll come back to that. Shall we have a quick look at the strumming and stuff? Yeah. So you've got, as you can see under this wheel here, we have block chords. Oh, actually, what I want to do first, I want to talk about this. So we actually have this. I'm saying actually a lot today. Actually, aren't I? Actually. We have an input section here. Now, if I click this on, it turns it on. But what does that do? What does that do? Again, the little chevron sitting there. So if we hold down on it, there we go. I'm not getting anything if I hold down on it. So what I'm going to show you is this. I'm now going to connect my MIDI keyboard. Where are you? We want, I better turn it on, better I? So I've got my key step connected now. And let's do this. I think we're all on. Okie dokie. So it is connected to my keyboard. And similar to Scalar, once your keyboard's connected, now I've taken the octave down on this keyboard all the way down to 1. These chords are now locked on to the keys here. Check this out. So you can see as I'm going down the keys, it's moving along the actual palette of chords till we get all the way to the last one. And then these keys from here on actually will... we're having a good time. They can change the Arpeggiator. So you can see we've got down here the block chord selected. Now, if I click on this key here, it's now changed to an Arpeggiator. And now if I change to this one, it's changed to the Strummer. And you can see along here, the strumming notes have changed. If I change back. So with your keyboard, you can go and change a lot of these options. Let's just do a generate. So again, you don't need to be a fucking expert. Yeah, you can just assign, this is all assigned to your keyboard. I love it. I love it. It's really cool. So as you would expect, you can record into GarageBand or whatever. You can play the notes using that. Go to your heart's content. Sexy times. So that's that. Let's hit the Arpeggiator because we have this selected now block chords. So that's why you're hearing just chords when we hit play. We're just hearing these chords. Now, if we change this to Arpeggiator, check out what happens here. Nice. So we've got some arpeggiation, and we can control this down here. Audible says press the block chords and Arpeggiator at the same time. Yeah, I'm waiting. What's supposed to happen? Oh, it was to call our fonts. It was to call our fonts. There is a hold latch. It's over here. If I can remember, I'll show you how to use it. There's so much in here to remember, guys, and it's early in the morning. As I said, we'll have to come back and because I'm sure I'm going to miss some stuff today. It just is what it is, you know. There's so much going on with this, and what are we? You're already like near the end of the show. So you can change to Strummer as well. Let's listen to what this sounds like with Strummer. So you can see you're getting a different kind of effect going on with this strumming compared to the Arpeggiator. Now the Arpeggiator's got within here the ARP settings. You've got 3 of these that you can choose from if we just click through these. And you can create your own, you can save your own. Beautiful stuff. So you can actually save your own. You can go in here now. You can draw these in if you want. So let's just hit a random. If we hit random here, so you've always got a randomizer. And it brings up this section here. So you can choose a random pattern. You can choose a complexity. You can choose the note range. So here we go. We've now we hit random. And now we've got these notes for the Arpeggiator. Let's close that out and hit play. And as you saw there, you can go left and right. You can flick through them. We can change the range. We can change the complexity to medium, randomize, and go through like that. Which is definitely something that you'd want to do for more like strings and stuff like that. To get rid of these, to change them up, you can draw these in. So you can double tap on any of these. So I'm just double tapping on them and you can see them disappearing. And you can draw in new ones. And you'll notice when you go up and down, when you draw something in, going up puts the velocity up. Going down takes the velocity down. Left and right adds the length. So you can go in and do things like that. You can add whatever you want, really. You can clear these out if you want, yes. And then you can draw a whole bunch of stuff in. And to draw stuff in, you just hold down on each square. So we can just do a triangle here, like so. Wonderful. You can actually go in. Actually, God, man, what happened to me? Did I have an actual dream about the word actual last night? What is happening? You can change the length of this. So you can have up to 64 beats in here. So you can stretch this all the way out. Nice. If you want to edit, you can change between the Strummer and the Arpeggiator. So that's cool. Easy to save stuff as well. Just hit your save button and then you can load those in over. You can load these in over here. So I don't have any custom presets available because I haven't saved anything. There's that. Same with the Strummer. You can go in here and randomly generate strums. Similar thing. So if we hit play. We'll go back to our Arpeggiator. All right, let's talk about these down here, and then we'll jump into the song mode, and then we'll get the hell out of here for the day. We'll take a look at David's paper, and we'll talk a little bit about the routing and the syncing, and then we can kind of wrap this up because there's going to be a lot more changes coming down the pipeline. It's just going to keep growing and growing and growing like all Paul's apps do. Here we can change the measure lengths. This is between these notes here. So let's turn this up. Or actually, we'll turn it down to 1 beat and hit play. So now we're going through these chords at 1 beat only. With the Arpeggiator happening as well. And we can turn this up. So down here we're at a measure of length of 2 beats. We can turn it all the way up to 8. Or 6. Sweet. Let's. I see someone mentioning the auto button here. I will click on this and show you the difference with the auto button. We'll go back to the start and hold our F. When I hit play now with the auto button off, it's just going to continue. It's just going to continue playing the one chord and its arpeggiation or its strumming or whatever you have selected until I hit the next note. Right, so it's going to do it 6 beats. We'll change it back to 4 until I choose the next note. So you can see it's sitting here on this F. We'll go to and it will do it at the end of that beat, yeah? Hey, what's going on, Cold Acre? Good to see you, my friend. Didn't see you there. So that's what the auto button does. Once it's off, it gives you the power to change these. Cool. We'll turn the auto back on. There you go. And let's talk about the bass gating. So I'm going to turn down these gates here, both of these. So we've got a bass gate and a note gate. And you're getting that more of staccato kind of feel, yeah? Now, if I turn these all the way down, and then I turn on this hold button here, let's see what happens. Will it work? So there's your hold, yeah? So with something like the piano, you're going to get some really interesting stuff with... Right now, I've got this noise gate turned down to nothing. That sounds like mess there, but you can see that is your hold button there. So I can turn the bass back up here, down the bottom, and we can keep the notes really gated. Nice. Now we also have an octave, so we can quickly bring this down an octave, a low octave, or we can have a medium or a high. You've got velocity curves here, so you can turn everything up. And let's scoot to the strummer. You actually have a strum speed, and I'll show you that with the guitar. And this beat divider, check out what this does. So there's a lot to mess around with, yeah? And I know I'm probably rushing through the stuff at the end here because there's a lot to play with. It's really, 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 really cool. I love it. Again, with our Strummer, we have our strum styles here. So there's 3 in here, but you can load your own custom strums in here as well, or just draw your own in. You can, change the beats. We've already covered that. All right, let's talk about the, shall we do this? I'm going to open another instance here of Progress. Let's Progressions. So I've got another instance here, and you can see it's changed color automatically. But what I want to do now is I want this to be the same as this. I want to copy this over. I mean, how am I going to do that? Let's add another one in here as well. Much like Scalar, you can do this. If I could spell it right. What's going on, Welton Kinder? So these, when you open them up, they are empty palettes. Totally empty. But if we go into our first one and head up to our little hamburger option here, you'll see Sync Instances. If I click on this, it brings up this little screen here. And all of these, the little screens that pop up, you can move these around, yeah? You can move these all around. And I can actually sync all of these to have the exact same thing as number 1. What's really cool is, so you've got sync all, or you can just sync the pads. So these pads here, you can sync the song, you can sync the arps and the strumming, or you can go in with this little section up here, click on it, and you can choose which ones you want to do it to. So you can turn these on and off individually. That's really nice. So lots of control within your syncing. But we'll leave these on and just hit sync all. And that is done. All I need to do is now open these up and they're all synced. All the same things are all in here. And then I can go in and individually change the strumming of these. Really nice. Another thing I want to do then, we'll jump into song mode, is the hamburger function. We'll click on this again. In our settings, you will notice this little section here called Output MIDI Port Assignment. And when I click on this, as I said, there's 4 ports that you can send these to. And what's cool is we've got our bass out. You can send to port 1 or port 2 or port 3 or port 5. You've got our block chords, our arpeggiation out. So you can send these all out to different ports, all within one instance of this. So you can have just the arpeggiation going out to one. You can send the strumming out to a port. You can do all this kind of stuff. It's really deep, really, really deep what you can do with multiple instances. Super effing cool. And while we're on like this port stuff and splitting things out, over here on your little arpeggiation palette, there's this little section up here. And if I click on this, this gives you a separation of your bass channel and your arp channel. So I can set the arp channel to number 2 and have the bass channel on number 1. And how would I use this? Which one? I don't even know which one I'm on now. I think was I on this one? No, we'll go on the first one. So I've changed the bass channel to 1 and the chord arp channel to number 2. So now if we go in, I should make another instance of this. Let me make another instance. We'll copy this. Select and copy. We'll change this sound to something else. We'll change it to like a Baroque ensemble or something. So now in here, when we go into this section, we can scroll down and we can choose the channel filter. So I can remove number 2 from this channel filter. And then in this one, I can remove channel 1 from this filter. And we've got here the bass notes with one sound. And then on the other channel, we've got this Baroque. We'll probably change this, make it sound a bit better. Some full strings. There you go. How nice is that? And that's all running through here. We've got our bass notes coming through here. And you can choose multiple channels, yeah? I know this is a very brief look, but it's pretty fucking good. All right, so I want to make a song. Let's make a song, shall we? So we'll use this instance that we have here. And to create a song, you've got all these notes here, and it's time to make a song. How do we do it? So you've got this little song section up here. And if I hold down on this, it brings up our song palette. And this is really, really cool. This is where you want to build your sequence up. So we'll start with the F. So all you need to do is click on that note that you want to add. So I'm just going to click on it. It's selected. And then down here in your little song sequencer, you hit add. And there is your first note of this song sequencer. So we'll take this note next and add that in. We'll do this one next just for the fun of it because they're in order. And hit add. And you can repeat these. You can change the length of them. So I can click on this particular one. We can change the length of it. Click across. Where am I going? Get my shit together. You can change the lengths of these. You can change the style. So you've got open. You can go in and change the style of these. You can, I want this one to go, say, 6. What else do I want to do? I want to go, oh, we'll leave that at just that. And now if I hit play, I've got to turn on song mode. So now if I hit play here, we are in song mode, and these are just going to keep playing how we like. Right, so I want to change this back down to 4. We have our length buttons down here, so I can bring this down to 4. You can see this changing in here. Yeah, we can do that. We can remove patterns, clear patterns, delete patterns. We can select and copy and paste all down here. We can replace notes in here. We can create an empty a pattern. You can do all of this, yeah? And you can go in as well. So up the top here, we have a loop. So you can turn off the loop button. You also have your keyboard accessible in here too. So if you want to change a note within this also, and you can, from remember my brain's a bit shattered today, so independently of the art mode, that's something I'm going to have to get back to you on because I can't remember. Fuck. My brain is mush today. If we hold down the add button, look at this. It adds everything. We'll just clear all this out. Clear all. Yes, clear all from the song. If we hold down the add, look what it does. It just adds everything that's in here. It adds everything in. So now when we hit play, our song mode is off and running. Smoosh. That's what it is. It's smoosh. So you can repeat chords. If we clear all, you can do stuff like, all right, so I just want this note here, and I'm going to add this. Let's make it like 8 in length. And then we're going to click on this and add, we'll make this 8 in length, and then do the same again. So I can, you can copy paste all this. Let's do the same again. We'll add that in there. We'll leave it at 4. Then we'll add this. So you can create choruses, verses. It's completely up to you. Yeah, completely up to you how you do these things, and build these song structures. But once you've created something in your sequencer, this is where you must have your song mode selected for it to actually play the sequence. Oh, yeah, there you go. Thanks, David, for that. I don't even know why I can't remember how to do it right now. I'm having a brain melt. Because what are we? 7 minutes past. Man, I hate these long shows. What have we got over here? Let's add a guitar or something. Let's add Strummer. And we'll add this to... So this is our second instance we've got running here. I'm going to turn on the Strummer. So by controlling the beat divider and the strum speed, you can see the kind of different strumming effects you can get going on here. I'm going to copy this as well. Now, remembering, I have going on here, so I'm only using just one of the instances. Like in this one, I'm only using this setting here of the output 1. But you can go in here and add more to this. So I can change this to port 2. We can have port 2, our chords, and then we can go in here and have our arpeggiation or our bass out as port 3. Right, so now if I go back in to, if I get my shit together, go back into this here and turn these on as well, 2 and 3. Let's solo this and see what happens. Oh, sure, I've got the right one. So now you can hear we've got bass notes in there as well. So in this one, we've got strumming. This one, we've got an arpeggiator with bass notes, with chords. I mean, it's quite limitless what you can do with this. And again, I'm just quickly going to jump out of here. We'll shut that down. Like I have repeated many times today. Hello, Lee as well. And did I say hi to Hypnosis? Hello. Yes, and David Collette, I think I saw, wrote that there's more coming for the sequencer and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, it is constantly under construction. I can feel there's going to be some pretty crazy things coming for this. So it's definitely going to be worth your time purchasing it, because you know what Paul's like. He's a tinkerer. He's a tinkerer. He can't stop playing with things. So there you go. All right, let's open up GarageBand for a second and show you how it works here briefly in GarageBand. We're done with that. If we create a track here, I don't think it's a scalar killer at all. I think it's different. It's a different beast than scalar. Yeah, it's definitely a different beast. Yeah, and they can be used together, which is probably something we'll look at in the next show when I take a look. We'll use scalar and this together and create some really interesting things. So if we go into GarageBand and create a new project and jump into audio unit extensions, yes, there is a progressions in here. M&OP, where are we? Progressions, it's somewhere right in front of me and I can't see it. There it is, progressions. So if we open this up, we can use this in GarageBand. And yes, I know I need some wait music while my GarageBand is super slow. One day it'll open. I don't know why my GarageBand is like this. Eventually, it's going to be open. Man, is my GarageBand getting slower? I don't. There we are. Oh, there we go. So you can see we've got it open here. Now, what's interesting about it is what I can't work out is, so you're going to have to sync it. As soon as you get it open, you want to sync it to GarageBand. So you've got your sync button here. Make sure it's sunk. Let's generate some chords, whatever's just up here, just to show you quickly. Now, if I hit play, so we've just got this standard sound. Now, I'm not sure. I couldn't work this out, and maybe Paul can help me with it. I couldn't load a sound font, though. This is the problem. I was having trouble. Now, I know sound fonts are up here. Where are we? So we've got settings, got sound fonts. Every time I do this, it crashes. Oh, no, it didn't do it this time. See, select the sound font. Instruments, no instruments in sound font. So I couldn't actually find any. Are there sound fonts in here to load? This is the thing. I can't seem to find any sound fonts in here. I expected there would be, but I just couldn't get it to happen. So that's one thing, and I need to go back over the documentation again. But what I was doing just in case was, for now, just to show you that it works, if I hit record on here, and with even just with these chords, without creating a song or anything like that. Oh, there is, so it's only in the standalone. But, so you can do it without this. So if I just hit play here, record. Yeah, so it has to be in standalone. But this does work. So we've got these chords. Now, I haven't needed to make a song or anything. I'm just showing you for an example. Cool. So we've saved those. We can jump out of this. And much like Scalar, we can just now create a new track. And we can jump over, find a keyboard sound, whatever we want. I don't know. Let's keys, go back to main keyboards. Let's find some kind of stupid piano, dark lo-fi piano. There we go. So that's done. And then we can just drag this in. But what you need to remember, you need to mute this or it'll keep playing the sound. So we can change this out. What do we find? Sweet. And then if we don't want to do another track, we can open this back up here and go in here, choose an... Dude, get it together. Go in here, choose an Arpeggiator this time and hit record. Just... Cool. Now if we hit record... Cool, we stop that, jump out, create a brand new track. Let's, I don't know why it's done that, but anyway, GarageBand doing its fun thing. We'll find a guitar maybe and use that. So we'll go main category. So I'm just giving you an idea that it does work in here. Acoustic guitar, done. Let's drag this down into the guitar track, mute, and... we can go in and bring down the octave. So yes, it does work in GarageBand as well. Easy peasy, beneasy, seasy, sneezy, wheezy. Good stuff. The last thing I want to show you before we get the fuck out of here, because again, I didn't want to go this long, but again, there's so much happening with this app. It's totally worth your time. David Collette is here. And as I said at the beginning, David Collette is incredibly intelligent. Paul is a super duper developer. I love everything that he does. You know, he's a friend of the channel. He supported my channel heaps, and he just makes great apps. But David Collette is a genius. So he's written here, no, Paul from Four Pockets is a dev. I contributed the theory for this and Euclidean. And now you'll have to help me out with this, David. Is this paper that you've created, is it available within the app like last time? So this is a PDF paper that David Collette has actually written about this app. And look at how beautiful this is. Really, really beautiful. By David Collette, The Circle of Colors, and it just explains how all this works, the thought behind it, the intelligence behind it, the history, tonal harmony, and beyond. I really love apps that tell a story as well, you know, that have got some kind of mythos behind it. And this is, again, so it is available in the help. So I'm pretty sure it's in the help file. You can find this. And look at it. It is just delightful. The colorings, the images. I mean, look at this. I mean, it'll melt your fucking brain. What the hell's going on there? What is going on? Too smart for me. But the chord types in progressions, how many alterations of chords are possible. It's really, really fantastic. Intervals, tetrachords, modes, scales, chords. So if you want an education as well, and look, these are beautiful. Really nice stuff. It goes on to explain how to read the circle of fifths. So yeah, not only are you getting something to help you make music where you don't have to think about it, you don't have to have the knowledge, you can. There's education in this as well. It's a beautiful thing. Hypnosis says, I feel edumacated now. Good stuff. We all need a bit of edumacation. It explains the whole, so the polygons, the chord polygons, and there's so much to this. This is a really long paper. So it's beautiful, beautiful stuff. I'm not meaning to skip through it, but look at this. Look at this craziness. It's wonderful. So yeah, this you can find in the help section. Beautiful, beautiful stuff. You'll get lost in, and you know, hopefully you'll come away understanding something a little bit more. So, and you can tell, yeah, absolutely, you can tell, Jim, this is a work of love. These two have come together, first with Euclidean, and you know, that has grown, and it's another fantastic app that steps outside the box. And this again is, it doesn't feel like this app was made by a corporation or anything. It feels like two people have come together and created something out of pure love of music, mathematics, and the tonality. And it just gives you the warm and fuzzies, yeah? Don't you think? Wrong button. I got to get used to that.
Boom.
Boom. All right, so I've tried to cover as much as I can, and I'm sure I have skipped stuff, yeah? I'm sure I have. But we'll come back to this. We'll definitely come back and experiment around a bit more with it and do some cool stuff. And yeah, I hope you can join me for that, because there's so much more to explore with this app. Indeed. What is happening tomorrow, guys, on the show? It will be, I guarantee you, a short show tomorrow, because I've got to finish in an hour for Thomas Christ, who has his show up. But tomorrow we are actually doing, again, everything that is in the brand new update for LumaFusion. So all of the new color wheels and vectors and all this stuff to help you with your LUTs and your skin tones and colors and all this kind of stuff. That's what we're doing tomorrow. The day after that, we have an interview with Riley Deasy, who is a metal musician here from Australia, who I know really well, used to play in a couple of bands with me, has a long history with me. So we're going to catch up after years and years of not seeing each other, talk about FMC and our old bands and new stuff that he's doing. And then on the weekend, guys, I am going to do a performance for you all that will be out of this world, hopefully, if I can find the thumbnail. Yes, it's not here. There it is. I am going to be singing songs that you made in the community. So I'm going to be attempting to sing a whole bunch of songs by all these crazy people here. Joe and Barry Glenn, Josephine DeSmet, Cy Effin, the Maffey's Garden, all of them. The Chandler Brothers, Glenn Clark, Pete Johns, Russ 8889, Cy Effin, Auntie G, all of them. I'm going to be singing all their songs, so it's going to be a good, fun time. Thanks for being here today. Thanks for supporting my channel. If you're a Wart Warrior, thanks to you as well. You can become a Wart Warrior by clicking the join membership now for $1 a month. Good times. Alrighty, I'm out of here. I got things to do. You've got things to do. So remember, do the things that make you happy. Mistakes make you better, and we shall all rise together. I'll see you tomorrow. Boom.